Hi everybody, I'm Frank83 and today we're gonna talk how to play Alliance of Heroes mode. This is a presentation of the user interface and some mod feature. So when you start for the first time Alliance of Heroes, it seems to be a lot of information. This can be a little crazy, so this is why we have this tutorial. This is much more simple than it appears. So let's talk about the regular unit interface. If you take a look on the left, you have a box, and if you move your mouse over the box you can grab some informations. Here are the weapons, the unit weapons. This is not strange information, it's just about blueprint information, and you have information about upgrades. As you can see, for now there is no upgrade detected because this is a regular unit. You can promote this unit to a hero unit that will unlock the ability to make some weapon and armor upgrades, but we'll discuss about it later. So what are these numbers? If you can see, the one is the level of the unit. If a unit fight and kill other units, the unit is leveling. We're gonna take this for example. I will spread some units. As you can see, there is a purple bar that is increasing.
Commander under attack.
And when the purple bar reach the maximum, the unit go to level 2. This is what this number means. The second number here, 0%, represent the average armor damage resist. If it was 50%, it means that my unit, when the unit takes 100 damage, it divided by 2, it takes only 50 damage. As we can see, this have a sense for upgrades that we can see soon. We're gonna talk about this soon. The upper part, 0%, is the dodge ability of the unit. If the unit got a 100% dodge, a full chance dodge, the projectile just go through the unit and the unit takes no damage. This is a feature that does not appear in the vanilla Supreme Commander. It is added by the mod. We're gonna talk about this later. You have two bars. The blue bar is about the power capacitor. We're gonna see later that a unit can have special abilities, and these special abilities uses the blue bar. The weapon capacitor are special abilities linked to weapon, and we'll see later how this works. This is just the main interface. You have here the logistic points. These logistic points limit the number of special units you can make. Take one special unit use one logistic point. Take two special unit use 2 points. Take 3 points, and experimental 4 points. And making your ACU, a special unit, a Bard, Dreadnought, a Guardian or Restorer, will use 4 logistic points. Here, this is the land unit research. You can click on this with your mouse and it opens this window. And here you can have a huge amount of upgrades. You need to have some research points. Research points are earned when you are killing units with your mobile land units. So you will earn some points and you can spend these points here. You have a part of the tree is about armors. It's about hull. It's about regen and health. It's about ammunition. Here it's about damages, bonuses. We're gonna talk about this later. And rage upgrades. The last one is about engineering suit that increase the build rate of units. This is the Tech 1 part. This is the Tech 2 part. All these technologies are about Tech 2 units. And this is the Tech 3 and experimental part. But experimental are located at this time. I need to have it. This is also the land unit research. Right, this is the main interface. Here, we're gonna talk this later. You can make some templates, so you can in one click promote your unit as a hero, a special unit with a full upgrade package that you have already chosen and saved in this template. So it can be very interesting for the APM use. So this is the main interface. You have a button here when you are promoting your unit as a special unit. As you can see, this have a mass and energy cost. It will drain over time until you reach the 5,000 mass cost. And this is here you can set how much this will drain your mass and energy when promoting. So if your echo went bad, you can pause the promotion because you can have some priorities. But if you need to promote fastly, you can put it on faster, and so you can promote your unit as a hero much more faster. Okay, there are other things to say, but when you start a game, you are granted with an already promoted special unit. It's Simple Mantis that has been promoted as a Bard class. What about this unit? So it's an easy way to discover the mod feature. I don't know if I will keep this feature on the on the other mod versions, but at this time it's a easy way to understand how the mod interface works. So what about this feature? It's a promoted unit. As you can see, you have a lot of buttons. I know this is a lot of information, but this gives the mod a huge depth, as we can see. Let's take a look at this interface. The hero interface, the Bard, the special unit interface, allows you to switch between stances. Stances are determining the unit attitude and bonuses. This is a normal stance. If you switch to offensive stance, this grants you a rate of fire bonus, but at the cost of defense rating and attack rating. We're gonna talk about this later. Precise rank increase your attack rating, and defensive stance increase your defense rating, but limit your damage and attack rating. It increases your weapon cap regen rate, as we said before. The weapon capacitor, the high range bar, is here. We're gonna talk about this later. Okay, what are all these buttons? This is powers. If you move your mouse over one power, you have a complete explanation about the power effect. Some are locked, as you say, it's gray, simply because it cannot be activated because there is no opponent. So it prevents you from using powers when it is not needed. This is, for example, a shield power. So if my shield is depleted by opponent, I can cast it again, for example. This is armor. If I click this, with the duration of 23 seconds, I will have an armor buff. For example, if I move my mouse here, my unit, because it already have an armor, a light armor, have some resist, damage resist, direct fire naval, direct fire experimental, overcharge, artillery, anti-air, BAM, missile, nuclear. If somebody hit me with a damage of 100, and if the damage nature is direct fire, only 100 minus 13 damage will be applied, so 87 damage only. It's a damage resist. If I use this power, as you can see, it gives me an armor bonus only for 23 bonus. It will buff my armor for a small amount of time. So let's take a look. Okay, as you can see, my damage resist increase have increased during the cooldown and the 23 seconds. So it can be useful when you are fighting. This will give you some buff and damage resist. And now it appears because the 23 seconds have disappeared. You have a cooldown, so you cannot catch of this power along all the time. You have some defensive powers, but you have some bonus. If you apply this power, you will have during 9 seconds a plus 38% damage, and you will have a bonus by minus the target armor about an amount of percent and an amount of time. So we're gonna use it. For example, let's fight against a Tech 2 pillar tank. I will send my board. As you can see, my shield is rated. If I cast it, this will apply bonuses on the damage. I'm done. That I do. If I right click, as you can see, autocast is on. This power will be auto casted. So when the cooldown go to 0, it will autocast. As you can see, it has a power cost of 8 in the last line, and as you can see, the raw orange bar this power using the orange bar. Other powers, like this one, use the blue bar. The powers cost 38. Use the blue bar. If I cast hit, because my shield is down, because it's a temp shield, if I click on it, as you can see, the blue bar go down. But it's gonna up over time. If you want a complete value with numbers, as you can see in this box, in this tooltip, in the upper side, the power capacitor is increasing over time depending on the unique stats. Okay, we're gonna talk just a little about the average armor. It's average damage resist, as we have already said before. Here you have the dodge stance. If I put in defensive stance and I increase my defense rating, and my chance to dodge increase, so I have some chance, my target have some chance to miss me on the fight. If I put on offensive stance, I have a defense rating malus and my dodge chance decrease. So it can be useful during the battle to switch between stance depending on our goals. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this power. This power give you a stun and a damage buff. We're gonna try it. I will put autocast off on this power, and I will put autocast on this power. So we're gonna have a 3-second stun bonus on the target. Let's see these things. We're gonna talk about a take 1 unit up, and you will see the power has been cast and the unit is stunned for 3 seconds. Okay, I'm still on cooldown, but what happens if I put a pillar As you can see, the power is cast, but the unit is not stunned. It's normal. As you can see, the target stun is only working 2 units up to take 1. It's a functionality to prevent, it's a feature to prevent that units do not become too overpowered. Imagine a little mantis that can stun a complete experimental unit. That would have no sense. So barred 1 units can stun up to take 1 units, and take 2 barred units can stun up to take 2. Take 3 barred units can stun up to take 3, and so on. Experimental units can stun experimental units. So it's a limitation. Okay, so you have a damage buff and you have a stun bonus. So you can switch between what you want to use depending on circumstances. Here you have the main board DPS power. It's called Dread Dissonance. This gives you a damage on a huge damage radius of 5 with a stun effect. So we're gonna test it. I will put some amount of units here. Imagine I need to attack all this one, so I will put it in autocast, so I can move my unit and I don't have to think about click here to cast this power. So take this a look. So we have this power. As you can see, it damaged. Oh, my unit will die. Oh. Yep. We're close to die. That's why I casted the Wall of Steel to prevent. So I will repair my unit. So we're gonna talk about the other powers because we can have some utility on healing. Here are chants. Chant. It's about the bard songs. Bard songs in RPG games are songs that have some area of effect powers. A gentle melody has the effect to heal some units around in an area of effect of 20. This one is a song that have of effect to buff unit speed. Here, this battle song has the effect of increasing damage and powers efficiency. And this battle song, this calming melody, this song, have to effect to increase the power capacitor recovery rate, that is the blue bar. So if you can see, the power capacitor have a plus 1.2 per second increase. If I put this power, you have a blue effect because it means that it's active. It stops with the current champ, curing song with this one. And if you take a look at my recovery rate, power capacitor rate, it's now 1.5 and not 1.2. It was just before. This one is useful when you want to increase the damage of all units around, up to Tech 1 units, as you can see. If the units around are bots, you have a special bonus plus 24%, so it can be useful to have a group of mantis, group of bots, to have a better bonus. But you can have some tanks around and we will have a 16% bonus, which is already good too. As you can see, this power increase the power's efficiency. What does it mean? I will put it off and I will take a look of some power efficiency. This is a power. If I click on it, it will add a 800 shield power. But as this power increase the power efficiency, now as you can see, my shield power would be 1000. So you can switch on battle song power, then put this one. Okay? Same thing with here. If I'm on a melody song, I have no power efficiency bonus. I'm doing 138 damage. But if I put this one, I will have 172 damages, so it increases the efficiency of powers. We did not talk about these powers. We're gonna do it. This is an echo chain that will increase your production rate, your energy production rate. So if I put this chain, well, I have no paygen for now, but I will make some. So you can see the bonus. As you can see, you have a blue-green arrow, and the production is about 23, as you can see bottom left in the screen. So it can give your echo some little boot. You cannot do this with this board on a tech-free PGen. You need to have a tech-free board to have all these bonuses. Let's take a look at the mass maximizer. It's the same thing, but for extractor. So yeah, I will have a bonus on production 2. Numbers bottom left are integer numbers, but if you have several mass extractors, the bonus works, and of course. Okay, you have another power. Fast moving is a speed buff. If I move, for example, but I need to go through an area, for example, I want to go it fast, I will cast this power, so my speed will increase. As you can see, the speed increases greatly. Eight stacks with this song for a very fast moving rate. As you can see, this is really fast for Hermantis. Okay. This power retardando has a snare effect on units. For example, imagine I have a unit that is pushing me, and I don't want that the unit catch me. I can cast this power, and the target unit movement rate will be slowed during 20 seconds, and its attack speed will be debuffed during 30 seconds. This is the board powers. You have this one too. This is sometimes some utility powers. Sometimes you don't want to move your units. If you put your units, for example, and when the unit will meet another unit, the unit will stop to fight it. Okay? Then the unit stops. But if you have some artillery behind that are fighting, your hero will die. So you can put your unit in auto mode, and the unit will move. As you can see, this is not me. The unit will auto move, so you can dodge in automatic mode some powers, artillery, and the unit can fight while moving. Can see. So that's a solution. You have defensive, normal, aggressive. It's just like Age of Empires and some other STA games. When a unit, imagine I have an artillery here that hit me. If I'm on normal or aggressive mode, my unit will move and fight against this. I will try to do it. So I can show you a light artillery. Yes. Take a look. I'm aggressive. Okay. So I'm doing nothing. Take a look at my unit. Okay. It will auto attack, destroy, and go back on the initial position. So this is a way that you don't have to lost your hero silly because you don't take a look and you have a bunch of artillery that is attacking you. Okay, this is some powers, but you may say, oh, how can I have other interesting heroes units? And we're gonna attack this now. During my fight, I earned some land units research point. As you can see, I have 3 points. So if I click here, now I can upgrade some parts. For example, I want to put some armor on my Take 1 units. I will add plus 15 armor. Okay, confirm changes. So my new units, I will do a tank. Okay, if you can see here, you have 14% damage resist, an average damage resist, run damage taken by all my 2 tank. And if I fight a 1 versus 1 tank versus a vanilla unit, since I got armor from my land tech units research, I have a bonus, so I will win this fight. As you can see, I am taking less damages than my opponent. So this gives you an advantage on the battlefield because you choose this research bonus. And I earn another 1 point, so I can put it for example here to increase my health. If I click confirm change, this not apply on current unit, but my next unit from my factory will have this bonus, plus 7% on health. You can see my health, my maximum health is 7% higher on my new tanks. Okay, so how do I can promote my units? As you can see, you have a promote here because it was a usual question by numbers of players. Oh, arrows are fun, but how can I promote? Just move your mouse and then you have a menu. As you can see, it has a mass and energy cost. Okay, you have Dreadnought, for example, and Guardian. We're gonna click on Dreadnought. Okay, when you click, you have a purple light bouncing on your unit because the promoting a feature is not instant. It's because things not to become overpowered during a battle, since you can promote some experimental. If you just have to click and you have a complete hero, it will be overpowered. That's why it's not an instant. Here, just like we said before, you can pause the promotion, so you don't have some echo drain. You can have put in normal speed, so it drains your echo, but you can put it in faster speed, and you can see it's really fast progression. So when your unit is promoted as a hero, all the health bonus is not instantly applied, so this to prevent things to not become too overpowered. So it have a small buff to recover its maximum health. The Dreadnought is the best 1 versus 1 1 versus 1 hero. You have a strong hero shield, as you can see, and height level of health. You have some powers. Here a stun. You can stun a huge amount of a complete army, because you know have a of effect of 40 during 4 seconds. Here you have the Wall of Steel buff. As you can see, the stats are different between classes. Dreadnoughts, that is a fighting class, got a better rank of this power. Wall of Steel is the apprentice rank. Here you got expert rank. Yeah. Same with here. This is the same power. So Rolling Slash, the damage bonus, target armor reduction, but here the power is at master rank, because the Dreadnought is a fighter, full fighter class. I did not talk about this before, but one of feature of a promoted unit, a Bard Dreadnought, is that you can upgrade armors and you can upgrade weapons. So you can have a full customized, a full custom hero unit. And this gives you a lot of flexibility. For example, imagine I have to fight against this amount of pillars. Pillars are doing direct fire damages. So what I want to do, I want to do my little tank maximum defensive against direct fire damages. So I will put an heavy armor. You can stack the amount of heavy armor several times, and I will add some bonuses. So here I have 80 on heavy armor plus 10%, so 180 on direct fire armor. And I will add some health. As you can see, I cannot add more because I have a limited amount of space. So I will just put this health off. So I will save some space for the weapon upgrades that we can see now. So I will have 75 on all resist plus 50% on direct fire. So I click upgrade. Okay, if I put my mouse, as I can see, I have a heavy armor that gives me 60% resist everywhere, but in direct fire I have a plus 2%. That means that my resist reach 75. This is not because I have 50 in heavy armor that I will have 50%. When my armor increase, the amount of percent increase less on resist. This is another protection to things to not become too overpowered too. Okay, so I can resist a lot on damage these tanks will be do to me. We're gonna test it. I will add some shield. So if you remember, if I put this one here, my shield bonus will be less because I don't have the plus power efficiency bonus. So I will put it back so I can have a full shield power. Okay. Stances on dreadnoughts are really strong. I will put some stances on damage and rate of fire. Okay, but I have some hull space too, because I have only 70 space use, and I can go up to 115. So I will upgrade here. I just have to click my cannon gauss, and this is the upgrade I can put with my dreadnought specialization. I can put some range up to +9. I can put some flat damage to all units, but since I will fight against tanks, I can put all my bonuses on this one, so I will have a full bonus on damage versus tanks. I will put this upgrade. Okay, so if I move my mouse, I can see all the bonuses and the upgrades damage to tank. Okay, I don't think I will win this fight because there is a really huge amount of pillars, but that's just not a problem. I will just go back when I will be too damaged. I will try to kill 1 or 2 pillar, so it will be good, and we'll see the bonuses. Okay, as you can see, I'm doing a lot of damage on one of tank. My shield is very bad, but my health is resist against these pillars. So pretty good thing. Okay. I will go back. If I put my board on heal, okay, so I can heal units, and you can see numbers over time that are increasing. Okay, I will repair it fastly. Okay. Okay, my shield power is on cooldown, but this time I will use the Whirling Slash to increase my damage. And I will cast the Wall of Steel power, so I think that I can resist much more. Okay. Let's try to kill 1 or 2 pillar more. So I put this on auto cast. Take a look at the damage I'm doing. You can see this is a really so for our Tech 1 hero. Oh. I'm doing a huge amount of damage. Okay, so I can retreat now. Of course I can put my board behind so I can heal at the same time my dreadnought. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about another class. We talked before. We're gonna build another tank. And we're gonna talk about we didn't talk about this one, the challenge power, because you have a video on this power which is well explained, and this one is a big stun, but it works only up to Tech 1 units because my dreadnought is on a Tech 1 unit tank. These powers are the same we got saw above the board, but at higher rank. So there's nothing more to say about it. We're gonna now promote to a guardian this tank. I will put on faster speed promotion. Okay. So the guardian have heavy armors and nice armor upgrades and nice ghost cannon upgrades, but he has some specific powers. You can have repair units that is an area of effect heal units. It's much more powerful than the board one, as we can see. I will put it on right click with my mouse. Okay, so it will heal over time with the board my army. Okay, you can repair structure too. If my extractors are damaged, my factory, my pigeon, it will repair in area of effect to my buildings. That can be useful. You have the Whirling Slash and the Hemringer powers, the same on Dreadnoughts, but since Guardian is a more defensive class, the rank of these powers is lower. Wall of Steel, since the Guardian in a heavy armor defensive class, the rank of Wall of Steel is on Master. It's over the Dreadnought one and the board one. This is the best buff on armor. You have a shield, powerful shield too, and you have this power that is really useful. It's an instant heal and gives you a big regen buff that can be useful on the battle. So the Guardian are in reality better tank units than Dreadnoughts. For example, I will put the Guardian. You have a big shield power, and I will make a big tank unit. Okay. As you can see, I have big amount of resist, a big shield, and I can heal myself. I don't have enough power capacitor at this time to cast this power, but if I wait a little, my autocast use some of my power capacitor. As you can see, my repair rate efficiency increase over time too, because power are training. Okay, so we're gonna use this Guardian to be a tank roll, and this one we're gonna clear its armor, and we're gonna put everything to make some DPS. So we have a DPS tank with a big range and a tank as a tank unit to take damages. Okay, so let's try to kill off these pillars. I will put this one on autocast. Oh, so it's okay. I can cast, but I don't need to. Okay, let's try this strategy. and I will put the board on healing mode. I can put it on damage too. So let's go. So I have a tank, a dreadnought, taking part of the damages with my board. I will put it behind, and as you can see, my dreadnought is dealing all the damage and my guardian is taking the damage. And if my guardian health is going low, as you can see, so you can have some cool cool templates. You can do everything you want. So for example, I will create this one. The main role is taking damages. So if I'm building a tank, I don't have to put manually all these upgrades, but simply here, damage taker. As you can see, I will promote and add the upgrades of my damage taker in just one click. Okay, as you can see. Yeah, that's all. Cool. Huh? It's pretty cool. In one click I can with this mod you can play alone versus AE or AI, or you can prepare your templates, your hero templates, and then when you play versus players you can have your full stack of heroes, and you can choose and pick the one you need. Of course, you can apply these templates on hero units. It will just change the upgrades. Okay. Okay, but as you can see, when I build my tank, I can only choose dreadnoughts or guardian. But you wanna say this is a board. So how can I choose? Because I did not talk about this before. You have on Alliance of Hero mode base classes. For example, this guardian is a fighter base class. The dreadnought is a fighter base class too, and the bard is not a fighter, it's a rogue class. So how can I make some rogue basic class? You just have to choose add the factory here. You click on your factory and you just have to move and choose and pick the right base class you want. So if I choose rogue and I'm producing a rogue, now I can promote it to a board. At this time you can only promote to board, but you will have other rogue classes that will come. You have, as you can see, some support and ardent, so we can see some cool things too. If I build a support class, I'm gonna talk about it. You can promote it as a guardian too, just like the fighter one. But you wanna say, what is the difference between a fighter guardian and a support guardian? So we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna make a support guardian. As you can see, each time I'm creating promoting a hero, my logistic points are diminishing. Okay, this is slightly different. The support guardian got a huge energy storage bonus. I'm gonna talk about 76,000 a month, because it have some counterpart, some drawbacks. The medium tanker support guardian cannot be on heavy armor, and it didn't have some range bonuses. The bonuses are in lower level 2, so it's more tanky, it's more DPS unit type. But you have an interesting things. You have stance behavior that is different. Here, as you can see, my guardian, fighter guardian, got a stance that give damage, rate of fire bonuses, but on support guardian you don't have some damage bonuses or rate of fire, but you have a power bonuses. So your heals are stronger on support guardian than on fighter guardian. As you can see, even if the fighter is level 2, that boosts some heals. If you can see the amount of heals, you are about 113 up to the 189, but on my support guardian heals are better. And you have a second heal, a lesser repair, so you can stack and put these two powers on autocast mode. So you will have, unless you got enough power capacitor power, you can heal at a huge amount of time. You have a special power on Guardian. Support Guardian is a power to mass conversion. So if I click on this, I will convert up to, as you can see, this increase, because directly in one click on mass. Okay, you don't have autocast on this power, but it can be really useful at the start to begin with a support guardian. It's less tanky, it's less DPS, but it can give your echo some bonuses depending on your goals. If you need mass, a lot of mass at the gaming start, so it can be useful. Okay, we did not talk about the other the Restorer class. That's an interesting class too. It's a support based. The Restorer, I will promote my unit as a Restorer. So I will test the mass converter, take a look at the echo stats. Hopla. So it's an instant mass to energy to mass conversion. The Restorer seems to be a support Gaijin, except that it got the best stun in game, and he has an offensive stance which is Master. Oh, it's a really powerful unit, but not for DPS. It has a good shield, but the things that is interesting, it had the best heal, as you can compare the fighter. I got this level of heal, the support guardian this one, and the restorer on offensive stance got this level. But if I'm put on defensive stance, as you can see, I have a Malleus on power, so my repair go down at the defense because of the defense cost. Okay. The Restorer is one of the best heal class, but one thing is interesting with the Restorer is the ability to restore allies' shields. So we're gonna test this. Okay. Let's put some pillars. Okay. So as you can see, shield are going down, but if I activate right click here, it will heal the shield. As you can see, the blue bar. You have a cooldown. Take a look. Okay. So shields are healed. It uses weapon capacitor, power capacitor, the blue bar. So it be useful if you have a full group of shielded units. So if you have a full group of some iron units, mobile shield units, you can put a restorer in the middle to heal the shield around. Okay. Now we're gonna talk about the Ardent class. Okay. The Ardent class, the base Ardent class, have some special passive powers. As you can see in this box, you have a drain. The Ardent class have less health points than standard tanks, even if we have some upgrades. But he has the health drain and energy drain. Some of the damages done with by the tank are converted in energy. Let's do it, for example, on on engineers, and take a look here. When the tank will hit, as you can see, some of the damage is converted in energy. So if you have, for example, a support guardian or a support restorer that gives you a huge energy storage bonus, and you choose to make a big amount of medium tank or based agent, this can be a viable strategy. So you can earn some of the bonuses here and earn some energy in battle. This can be an interesting thing. What you can do with Ardent based is that you can promote it to board. So you can have an Ardent board, or you can have a rogue board. Okay, we're gonna talk about the differences. The ardent board is the highest DPS powered unit in game. If I put in offensive stance and I go on battle song, take a look how much damage you are doing with this unit, and the damage reduce is just huge. But it's a really not tough unit, so you need to take care and protect. You have no shield, so it will be interesting to put some health on the unit to protect it. We're gonna heal this unit. Okay, but you have some special upgrades like this one on the unit, the ardent board. You can increase the damage area of effect of your weapon. You can add some convention to health or energy on your weapon, so that can be a really good deal to have this kind of unit in your army. And this power is simply huge. We're gonna make some demonstration. We're gonna take to put some tanks for example. Okay, we send this simple ball and we put this one on autocast, and we'll increase the conversion to energy. We're gonna hold damage 150% damage going on my energy storage. Okay, autocast is on. I have my battle sunk damage bonus, so let's fight. That's crazy, isn't it? And you can see I earn a huge amount of energy. Gonna make it this time twice. If this unit don't die, it can deal a huge amount of damage. I earn 4 level in just one strike, and I earn a great amount of points. So it can be very interesting to have some boards. Oops, I miss because okay. Okay, we're gonna go this part. As you can see, the height is taken care, because if you climb, your area or your weapon range is increasing too. Yeah, crazy, huh? The advantage of the Dread Dissonance that it just don't care about the armor, so it have a huge effect. So the hardened board can be useful, but you may say, oh, so you just have to have some hardened board and that's all. You don't need a Dreadnoughts, you don't need Guardian. That's not so easy to answer on this question, because take a look at this one. Imagine this is my rogue board. Imagine my opponent is making only hardened boards, and what I want to do is to make a counterpart. So what I can do is simply have a long range board. with my huge range, as you can see, the range circle compare to my board, because my board doesn't have some range advantage. So on 1 versus 1 fight, I just have to stay at range and just catch the opponent board. So this is not an easy task to have only one type of unit. You have several strategies possible. You can go on boards and send a huge amount of boards, so you are limited by logistic points, but if you have a 10 take 1 board, you can do a huge amount of damage, for sure. It can be an interesting strategy, it's true, but you can go on other kind of units and strategy too, of course. Okay, we just take a look at some tank, but of course, for example, if I'm going on Tech 2, I forgot to talk to you about something interesting. We're gonna talk now. One interesting thing that you can do with the factory, imagine I have 3 engineers. As you can see, you have a factory build rate here. This is the speed of your factory. But what you can do is adding this build power to your factory. You can add your engineers to the factory. For example, I click my engineer here and have the engineers consolidation bonus. I already made a video on this. So if I click here, take a look at the factory build rate. Okay, as you can see, it increases. Crazy, huh? If you right click on the button, you can adjust the bonus to the factory build rate. So you can adjust your echo just about your needs. Okay, if I'm making some Tech 2 units, for example, I will do a support. Well, Rogue One, an Ardent one, for example. Okay. Of course, if I promote it to a board, I don't have enough mass, but I have a mass converter. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so this is a Tech 2 board. The Tech 2 board, we have the ability to buff, for example, mass maximizer with a higher efficiency that Take 1 board here. Of course, it's a level 5, so it got better stats. But we can see the stats are different because I'm a Tech 2 board. For example, my Dread Dissonance, as you can see, it's really powerful on a Tech 2. You only have 1000 damage. These Tech 2 boards have better bonuses than Tech 1. Okay? So stats are depending on the unit level and mass cost. Of course you have some bonuses. Okay. One interesting thing about this, and it is that you can have some special effect that be applied up to Tech 2 units. So for example, if I have an amount of pillars here, just we do last time, if I'm using a Take 1 board, my Dread Dissonance will not do stun, because it do stuns only up to Tech 1 units. But a Tech 2 board has the ability to do some stun power on Tech 2 units to up to the so we're gonna test it. Take a look. I will cast it manually, so I will just ow. I will climb here. Oh. Let's claim. Oh yeah, we're gonna have right okay. You have a stun, as you can see, because this board is a Take 2 board. Okay, I'm near dead. Okay. And one important thing to know is that my Restorer, my Guardian cannot heal or Take 2 units because they are Take 1 units. There's some limitation that things should not be overpowered, but my my song of a Take 2 board are working on Take 1 units. For example, Calming Melody and the buffs are working on a lesser level unit. Okay, so you can make any kind of unit and you can apply all you want kind of hero buff. You can make a hero for example on a Tech 3 unit, also imagine on a Percival. You can promote it, as you can see it has a big mass cost, but at higher level a Percival is near experimental level of power, because it can have some huge amount of powers. Okay, so I'm just thinking there is a lot of things to say about the mod too. We're gonna talk just a little about the efficiency of parallels. I did not talk about the training center. If you move your mouse here and you click, you have the training center. What is it? All units have some characteristics, and when they are training, they are leveling, they gain some level, there are some bonuses that are put on what you choose in reality. So for example, you can craft the progression of unit you want. Puissance is the ability to increase the DPS of your weapons. For example, if I put this Guardian, as you can see, you have a damage bonus in the damage stat. You have projectile based damage, but just under you have the damage bonus. The damage bonus, this is a bonus from Puissance here. Because this unit is now level 4, and mainly 50% of the XP earned is went on Puissance. By increasing Puissance, it increases the damage of the weapon. So if you go leveling a unit, you can choose your priority. Puissance will increase the weapon DPS. The dexterity will increase the minimum damages, but as you can see, when you hit our units, this is not flat damages. You have sometimes lesser damages and sometimes higher. So puissance increase the minimum damage, but maximum damage, but dexterity increase the minimum damages. It increases defense and attack rating. We did not talk about this before, but we're gonna talk just after. It increases hull, which increase regen speed and capacitor power, as you can see before. Intelligence, it increases the effect of powers. So if you have a unit full of intelligence, imagine at the higher max value, the heals will be much stronger. The shield will be much stronger too because of intelligence. So you need to make some kills, or you need to heal to increase, for example. But each time all units involved in battle earn some XP, some XP is put on a global XP amount. As you can see in this window, just at the bottom of the window you have military training XP points. So these points can be spent on any units. For example, take a look at this restorer. Imagine I want this restorer to make bigger heals. At this time, the heals are near crazy. You are doing up to 420 heals, and you have a special bonus plus 50% on tanks. So you can do near 600 heal at the maximum. But if I increase intelligence, I can increase this amount. If I put all on intelligence, okay, it will not increase my heal amount because I need to earn some experience. But I can spend some experience from my military training XP points. This pool of XP points are some part of all my units experience that is put here. So if now I'm right clicking on this icon, I will give my unit some experience point. That's really interesting. Let's do it. I will right click. As you can see, purple number are going up. My unit is now level 3 and my health have increased. They were 420 before, now 454, because all my experience point go on intelligence. But I will increase it since I have still military XP points. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm spending, okay, a lot of my XP points, my global XP. Now I have level 20 restorer. If I'm clicking left click now here, I can see all my XP points going on intelligence, and the mode just spread now in hover because I reach the maximum. So my heals are just better now, as you can see, much better. Okay, and you can do these things on other units too. You can also do it on a regular unit if you want to buff a regular unit, because that can be interesting. Because take a look, if I want to promote this unit as a dreadnought, it costs me 633 mass. Okay, but if I spend some mass and the unit is level 2, the promoting cost is decreasing over time, so it's cost less to promote a higher level unit, and so on. If now the unit is level 4, the cost is decreasing. So you have a lot of game mechanics and mod mechanics you can do to make your own strategy if you want to put all these things on your units. Okay, especially if you want to promote an experimental unit. We're gonna talk about, for example, a spider bot. Okay, the global cost, I don't have enough logistic point. I need to control K one of my unit to recover some of my logistic points. Okay, now I have 4 points because I need 4 points. As you can see, the cost of upgrading a spider bot is just big. So sometimes it can be useful to make one level or two to decrease on the experimental. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about the power of heroes, just about balance, or maybe we're gonna talk about the tech tree a little more. Let's talk about the tech tree because okay, I will kill these pillars. Okay, because I have 30 points now. Okay, you have a lot of technologies. You can increase the damage, but this is not only the case. You can do much more. You can do some damage specialization. For example, if your opponent is sending you only bots, you may want to increase special damages against bot. As you can see, you have a plus 5% damage on all Tech 2 lance units, but you have a plus 12% damage on Tech 2 lance units versus bot. So you can specialize your units. Same with anti-tank, anti-naval, anti-sub commander. Okay? On Tech 3 level you have some more specialization too. You have specialization against bots too, against tank, but you can specialize against anti-experimental. One interesting things on level 4, here you can increase the damage done by land 1 units. It's a +1 versus each projectile, so it can be interesting. Here you have an attack rating. As you can see, it decreases the chance that your unit can dodge. Here you can increase your armor piercing, so it decreases the efficiency of your target armor. That can be interesting if your opponent chooses to go on heavy armor and you have some difficulty to hit him and making him damage. You can go on emanations, armor piercing emanation, to increase your damage efficiency. Here you can increase the rate of fire of your land units. It can be interesting, especially if you use, for example, obsidian tanks shield. If you go increasing, you can have some interesting combo here. Here you can increase your range of your lance units. That can be really interesting too. This is for the damage area. Okay. Here you have the hull. Here you can increase the nano repair, the regen of land 1 units, the regen of land 2 tech 2 units and tech 3. Okay, you can increase your combat advanceable. This is your tanks, but equal to your missile or your anti-air, depending on your goals. You can increase your health on you can specialize your bonuses. Okay, and here you can increase your lightbot's health too, depending on your goals. Okay, and you can increase your obsidian tank shield. You can increase your mobile tech 2 shield. You can increase your Harbinger Mark 4 shield, and here your mobile tech 3 shield. This is essentially for Seraphim, but you can have some mods that gives UF, Cbran or Iron mobile shields, so they will benefit from this bonus. Okay? Okay, the armor part is interesting. Here you have armor layer, so you minus the damage taken per all units. This can be interesting on Tech 1 units because light bots are doing 7 damage per hit, if I remember well, on projectile. Then with just 4 points here, you can minus by 4 on 7 the damage taken, so this can be really useful. And here you can increase the damage taken, so you have the counterpart of this technology. The defense is a chance to dodge. Much is higher, much your units will have the chance to dodge. That can be useful. Okay, you need some special units here. You need Nano Reaper level 4, Nano Reaper 2. Okay, that's just a mistake. It can be free. Okay. This is health drain, so unit can have a health drain feature, just like the vampire mod that you can find on Forget Alliance. So yeah, you can train this technology if you want to auto heal your unit with their damage done. This can be very useful on very high DPS units, so you can profit. You have other damage kind of damages too. Here you need armor level 3, level 2, up to level 12 on this unit. I don't have enough points. Okay, I hope this will be enough. Okay, this technology is interesting. If you hit on by a projectile that hits you over 20% of your max health, you can put on this projectile minus 50% damage. Can be interesting. And here you can specialize your armor against some kind of damages. Okay, depending on your goals. If you're fighting against, for example, again experimental with direct fire experimental, just like Colossus, Spiderbot, Monkey Lord, and you want to use your Tech 3 units, for example, your Sub-Commander, you may be an interesting technology to minus the damage done by these experimental units. Okay, there are other things to say about this technology, but you have some time to discover and test. Just remember that this technology only apply to the new units built and not current units. And all this technology stacks with your current with the Hero system too. Okay, there is a lot of things to say too, but I think this is enough for a mod discovering. Just test, and you have a lot of liberty to make your own strategy, to make your own combo. We did not talk a lot about the commander. we're gonna take a little amount of time now. Now I just add an experimental resource generator so I can promote my commander. On my Dreadnought and Guardian commander I have a special weapon that I want to show you. Of course, you can promote your commander just like other unit types. That can be interesting because the promoting cost of the commander of the ACU is more mass efficient than any other unit in game. As you can see, the Percival it was near 4,000 and the commander is 6,000. This is an interesting upgrade. Okay, I want to talk to you about an interesting feature. It's just about balance. The Seabrand technology and ACU got the microwave laser. So in ACU versus SOU fight, the Seabrand ACU got a huge advantage. So this technology, this weapon, I call it a cold beam, is to minus this unbalance between ACU. This weapon, the cold beam, use weapon capacitor. I will show you how it works. You need to activate it. As you can see, I right click on the power, so it is in auto fire mode. We're gonna fight against against ACU, a sub ACU. It's not as powerful as a microwave laser,
Commander under attack.
but it can do much damage. As you can see. Okay, but as you can see, it uses weapon capacitor, the orange bar, and when the weapon capacitor is depleted, the beam stops. Okay, you can choose to go on defensive stance to increase your weapon capacitor regen rate. As you can see, my weapon capacitor is increasing. If I focus on all my trainings, it will increase my weapon capacitor amount 58, so I can go higher when I will make some kills. Okay, we're gonna test again.
Commander under attack.
In defensive stance, I've got a better weapon capacitor regen rate, but I'm doing less damages. So it can be a challenge to... I can cast stun, that will stun the opponent. It's an area of effect stun, so it can be interesting. Okay, this is just the feature I want to show you. So you can want to go on Dreadnoughts, on Guardian for your ACU, but you may want to go on board or on Restorer, class 2, depending of your goals. All class should be balanced for fights. So as you can see, the Dreadnoughts is not really only solution. You have much more solution. There is a lot of things to say, but I hope that you can see some of the mod deepness that can be increased. That can be incredible, because if you are playing with fighters and players that have some mod knowledge, this can be really fun, because you can test combinations between class and unit tips. You can test For example, I did not talk about it, but of course you have hair units. Of course, you can have some the possibility to promote. But I don't have enough logistic points. Just to control K of my units. Okay, so I can promote a hair unit too. This can be a snipe solution too. I can promote hair transport too. I can promote a strategic bomber too. A lot of solutions that can be really fun to play. You can promote a destroyer, a cruiser, a battleship, or all kind of units. So you can test classes, and you can test all the combination possible in a game to make some fun. I have to plan to add other classes to game with special units, with some special weapons, with some special powers. So stay tuned about the mod development, and I hope that we'll have a lot of fun playing this mod with your friends. And I say you soon. See you soon and on the mod content and on other video. Thanks for watching. See you soon.